What is going on, guys? Bengal King here, coming back at you with another video. Today back on Madden NFL 20 doing another rebuild. This one is actually a rebuild challenge, as I'm going to take the Dolphins and we're going to go 0-16. So I'm going to trade away probably some of the best players on this team for assets, whether that be draft picks or just cap space in the end. We're going to go 0-16, and then we're going to take that team and go 16-0 in one of the following seasons. Can it happen in the next season? Unlikely, but I guess that's probably going to be the goal, as unrealistic as it may seem. This video was inspired by King of the Fourth Quarter. I've had this written down for maybe 2 years now and never done it, but he uploaded one a couple days ago, and I'm like, probably should do that. Kenny's a great guy. I'll have his link down in the description. Again, if you guys are NBA fans, I really cannot speak of him highly enough. Definitely, if you do not already know him, make sure to check him out. Again, link is in the description, as well as links to my Twitter, to my Twitch, where I live stream, to Instagram. More followers is always nice in this social media climate of 2019, soon to be 2020, but enough shouting myself out, except for my Patreon, where you guys can actually get involved in my franchises for a small fee. I feel like such a cheeseball right now. But yeah, we're taking the Dolphins. We're going to trade away some guys. We're going to look to go 16-0. It seems unlikely, but let's give it a shot. All right, so the reason I chose the Dolphins is fairly simple. If you guys are subscribed to this channel, or you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, you know that I'm doing Dolphins franchise for my actual main franchise of Madden 20, completely unrelated to what we're doing here. And we have to decide which players are going to stay on this team and which players got to go. Is Josh Rosen going to be the quarterback of the future for this team? It's possible, but if we're going to go 16-0, we probably need a much better quarterback than Josh Rosen. Going to trade a lot of these guys, although I think I'm probably going to hold on to Laremy Tunsil. Anyone on defense that I'd really like to retain? I mean, maybe Xavier Howard. Superstar development's going to be nice. 26 years old. We might be able to do better. I'm not sure. I think it's just going to be a whole lot of trading players this first season and trying to get draft picks. Basically, in this rebuild challenge, anything goes. I could have 20 first-round picks. I can trade for whoever. It doesn't matter. The goal is to go 16-0 any way possible. That was supposed to be a 2021. I guess it doesn't matter. Kenny Stills, a 2021 second and a 2024. I wish I had that. That could be very valuable. But for a first-round pick from the Bucks, I know from my Giants rebuild that the Bucks were not very good. I want to negotiate with teams that I know are going to be really, really bad for the best possible picks. So I might actually go back to that video. If you guys haven't seen that video, might as well check that out as well. But I'm going to go back to that video and see who the top 5 teams in the draft were. Yeah, the Bills have a pretty bad team in general. So maybe they take... They say they want a quarterback. They don't want Fitzmagic, though. Josh Rosen for number 4 overall. There's something there, though. Josh Rosen, Raekwon McMillan, and Bobby McCain gets me a first-round pick from the Bills this year and a second-rounder next year. Tried to get a second-rounder this year. They said no. Tried to get a first-rounder next year. It was super close. They also said no. Rashad Jones, Albert Wilson, and a third-rounder next year for a 2 this year, a 1 next year, and a 5 this year from the Bills also. Xavier Howard and Akeem Spence for a first-round pick from the Giants. A lot of these picks are probably going to be used to acquire other players. Although, I mean, if there are really good players in the draft, I probably won't be able to say no. Devontae Parker, Kalen Ballage, and a 6th for a first-round pick from the Raiders. Devon Godshaw and Nate Orchard for a first-round pick from the Titans. I'm basically just trading for the entire first round this year, which, I mean, I guess why not? And I do want to hold on to some of these younger players. I do. I just can't for the sake of this, because we need guys that are going to develop really, really quickly or are already at that level. And even though Minka's going to be someone that develops really quickly, he might be an 84 overall max next season. Could be a bit higher maybe, but probably not. I need guys that are 90 plus. I really do. If we're going to go 16-0, we need to assemble a God squad. Minkah Fitzpatrick and Jordan Mills, as well as a 7th-round pick next year, gets me a first-round pick from the Falcons, who were shockingly terrible in my Giants rebuild. So maybe they'll continue that in this one. Doubtful, but it's possible, I guess. Ryan Fitzmagic, Kenyon Drake, and a 5th gets me a 1st and a 2nd from the Minnesota Vikings. And as you will be able to tell, we've accumulated quite a lot of first-round picks. Like, a lot. And a good amount of second-round picks as well. Obviously, I get it's completely unrealistic, but the challenge is unrealistic because we're trying to lose at first, which is, you know, admittedly kind of odd. Jerome Baker, Christian Wilkins, and Kiko Alonso for a first and a second from the Bengals is a really big one. I didn't really think that would go through, but I'm down for it. Laremy Tunsil is the only guy I'm holding on to. If he can develop even to like an 86, 87 overall at so young, it'll be worth it. It's tough to get really, really good offensive linemen, and he definitely is one. Don't want to lose him. Dwayne Allen, 2 fourth-round picks, one this year, one next year, for another first-round pick from the Raiders. I believe that is owned by the Bears, or not owned by the Bears. It's owned by us now, but it was from the Bears. And, I mean, there's not really too much left to trade that would have any type of value. I mean, I can look around, but even though it looks like it's green, it's not. We'll see. TJ McDonald and Vince Taylor for a first-round pick from the Panthers. I know this is getting exhausting, just first-round pick after first-round pick. I think I'm done. This team should be able to go 0-16 very easily. We're 57 overall. Honestly, I should probably just force the losses, but I'm not going to. Please tell... We won. We beat the Patriots. We went 5-11. What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm confused. Laremy Tunsil's down to an 81 because of morale. How did we win so many games? There is absolutely nothing redeeming about this team at all. We signed Trey Boston. I mean, we signed some guys. I guess that kind of sucks. We're going to go 0-16 next year. It'll carry over. That doesn't make any sense. Well, we're going to go 0-16 next year. That should show how good the Madden Sim engine is, by the way. You know what? All this was is just a 2-year process to be even worse in 2020. That's fine. Now, I'm going to hold on to our cap room. There's probably not going to be anyone that good here. Melvin Gordon is really good. We could get him, I guess. There are some really good players in here, actually. I'm going to hold off. I'm going to trade, and I'm not even going to show this, but I'm going to trade my first rounders for first rounders next year, outside of the players we draft this year. So you guys will see who we draft this year, if that's even anybody, but I'm trading for first rounders next year, and we're going to figure this out. All right, NFL draft time. I don't actually hold the #1 overall pick. That's funny. Or the second. Got pretty much every pick after that, though. I'm trading 3 this year for 3 next year. I told you guys I wasn't going to say. I'm not going to anymore. I forgot I said that until I remembered. We're going to take Devontae Foreman here. Might end up trading him. He's a 72 overall with, apparently, when you see the player, you can tell what their development is based on how they come out, and that's star development. Spoiler alert, I guess. These are players, I'm just going to end up trading them, honestly. Angelo Merriweather, a safety. We might hold on to this guy. #2 player in the draft, 78 overall. He's also got star development. Again, arm crossed is star, 1 arm up is superstar, and then 2 arms up is superstar X Factor. That's what I think somebody said. And that seems to hold some weight. We're going to take Kevin Bigby here in the 3rd. I anticipate him being pretty good. 72 overall. And he has superstar development, apparently. So I like that. #25 in the entire class. Pretty good. Marquez Warner at right tackle. Welcome to the Miami Dolphins. Ranked number 45 in the class. Took him at 74. Not too bad. And Jason Jackson. Ranked number 70 overall. Number 40 in the class. Took him at number 100. Again, good value. All right, a draft recap. Our draft went well. I'm going to hold on to Merriweather probably. I think I'm going to try to trade a lot of these guys. We have to go 0-16. This is really the last year to do it, or else I'm going to have to redo this video. So we need to get even worse. And the other teams have gotten better, which means we're going to be in a good spot. I'm going to turn off a couple of settings that I had on mistakenly, which was CPU fill roster. That can't happen. Cannot. All right, so we're starting Jason Sanders, who is our kicker, at quarterback. If we win a game with him at QB, I'm going to be actually upset. The team is a 54 overall. I'm starting a kicker at QB, dude. We have some really good players in here, but overall the team is obviously much worse. And with the other teams improving, there's simply no way we win a game. And now I might be jinxing myself, knock on wood, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. Lost against the Bills, and we went, please, 0-16. Thank the Lord. I'll tell you, though, what is going on in the AFC East? The Patriots went 6-10. Why did the CPU sign Nick Mullins, dude? I have Phil Roster off. Thank God Nick Mullins was awful. Myles Gaskin was horrific as a running back, 2.6 yards per carry. Preston Williams is in the game. I can finally start Dolphins franchise. That's sick. I didn't even know that. That's going to be the next thing I do tonight, probably. So that is awesome. No one was good. Thank God. We let up a lot of sacks. Not even that many. Defense didn't really force many turnovers at all. We had one turnover. One interception. 32nd in offense, and I think that means last in defense as well. All right, now is finally the time where we turn the ship around. That's Dakota Allen. Shout out to Last Chance U. I got to finish that new season. Did any of you guys watch Last Chance U? Wheels keeps telling me this season is crazy. I'm only up to episode 4. But it is off-season time. I have a bunch of picks. We actually have a bunch of young players that should be developing really well. So, I'm excited, man. Jets beat the Bucks in the Super Bowl 28-23. What is going on? What has happened? Who's an impending free agent? Jess Tunsil? Well, I want to bring him back. So, we have so much money. I'm going to sign him to a 7-year deal. He's a tackle, dude. But we have like 130 mil, which means I can really afford to shell out a lot of cash here in free agency. Let's bring in some studs. Got to go 16-0. We have 2 years. Throw caution into the wind. Go all out. Desmond King is going to be a must-sign. That's probably the only one, though. All right, we got Desmond King. Now, we're still only a 52 overall. All that's going to change very, very quickly as we start to fill out this roster a little bit, as morale goes up. We're going to be in a really, really good spot. As you can see, the 7 points for Bigby. It's pretty sick. As you can see, the developments were as we thought they would be, based on the arms giving it away. Shout out to whoever said that in my comments last time and apparently read it. Of course, you got to remember this is also a challenge, so there's a chance it doesn't happen, unfortunately. Did I forget to turn off or on auto scout? I'm going to be upset. No, I remembered. All right, cool. Dale O'Neal looks pretty solid. All right, number 1 overall pick. We also hold the 4th pick. Let's improve the team. Now, in order to become really, really good, we have 176 mil in cap. That's insane. What do we want to do, though? We need a quarterback. Now, we could draft one. I'm not really sure how good that's going to end up being for us in the long run. If we could trade for a QB, that'd be very cool. Very cool. Or ghouls. I don't know. I started that with a G. Aaron Rodgers is 79. Hurts to see. It is unbelievably challenging to trade for a really good quarterback. So we're going to have to draft a QB, I think. And then worry about the rest of the positions through the trade market. So Dale O'Neal, is he going to be the pick for me? Yeah, he's got great throw power. Great accuracy. Dale O'Neal should be unbelievable. He looks like he's about 70. But he's a number 2 player in the draft. He's got superstar X Factor. Welcome to the team, Dale O'Neal. All right, Dale. More like Miami Dale, not Miami Dade. That didn't need to be said. Diamond Griffin was going to take him. He's a 78. Pretty good. But we can trade for better offensive linemen. Gabe Miles. Got great speed, great top skills. He's a 73 overall. He's also got superstar X Factor. And he's hyped to be a Dolphin. I guess I'll hold on to him. We don't need to go 16-0 this next season. We just need to go 16-0 at some point. Maybe developing is the way to go. All right, big trade. Number 8 and number 9 overall, as well as that safety we drafted last year. Something Bigby, Atari, I don't know what it is. We're getting Stephon Diggs, 94 overall receiver. Pretty good. Only 27 years old, so he's going to be able to develop as well. We don't really have the trade pieces in order to get really good players, I'm finding out. Because the picks are good, but, I mean, they're not great. But hopefully somebody likes Mike Gesicki. Not really. Oh, Saints. All right. Oh, my God. That's stupid. All right, Mike Gesicki and Foreman, who we drafted last year for J.J. Watt. He is incredibly easy to trade for, it seems, when he's 32. I'm so down for that, because even if he regresses down to a 90 maybe in 2 years, which is still really good, that is a very, very good trade for us. No idea how the Bucks got Kareem Hunt, but they have him. Did they trade for him? Does he even make trades? I mean, I would do this. Yeah, it's not going to happen. I think I've traded for all the players I can trade for this year. So I guess let's just draft good players for the rest of this thing, and we'll use them to trade for better players later. Reggie Porter it is, speed rusher out of Michigan, 72 overall. He has superstar development. Pretty good. I'm going to take Oliver Knowles out of Fresno State here, and it turned out to be a good decision. I wasn't going to, and then I went for it. He's got star development, 76 overall, number 6 player in the entire draft. Very, very good. I just wasn't feeling it. I was going to take somebody else. I didn't have him on my draft board, but I had to. I don't know why. Something about him. Let's go Tremaine Pendleton. Good tackle. Wow, great tackle. Number 1 player in the draft. Normal dev. This is probably the Larmy Tunsil situation. We're keeping him local. He's from Miami. All right. All right, Deontay Neal out of Michigan State. 74 overall, normal dev. Let's go Ronnie Stacy. I mean, we're taking a lot of linebackers, but why not when he's number 9 player in the draft with superstar development? Let's go Salvador Devito out of Houston. Looks really, really good, and he could be a trade piece. 69 overall. I thought he was really good. It turns out he's just nice. Got the first-round pick from the Bucks next year, trading 2 first-round picks late in this draft. Might as well take Keenan Davis. I don't have him on my draft board, but he fits the scheme. He looks really good. He's a first-round guy in the second. Why not? He is also nice. He's a first-round guy, but, I mean, he's still a 69 overall. The overall system has been changed quite a bit. Number 59 in the class. Took him at 129. But I'm done with the draft. All right, draft recap. We obviously did really well. We had so many picks, but we did really, really well. I mean, I feel like we would have even done really well if we had only 4 picks, which 4 is still a lot, don't get me wrong. But still very, very solid. Now we're a 67 overall, so almost back to what we were at the start, but we've got a way better outlook for the future now. We're in a good spot. All right, big trade. Deontay Neal. And a first-round pick, number 1 overall projected. That's our pick. That's not anybody else's. And a second for the sack attack, formerly of the silver and black Khalil Mack. It's been years since I brought that one out. But our defense is coming together very nicely. We have some good pieces on offense. Now, this is not going to be the year. Dude, Daniel O'Neal looks about 50 years old. He's a rookie veteran, man. That's all it is. He's wise beyond his years. All right, boom. First-round pick, AVG, and Andrew Van Ginkel upgraded him to a 75 overall. And Reggie Porter for Saquon Barkley. Saquon, gotta love it. Also, I've upgraded a lot of players on the team because we had a ton of points. So guys like Preston Williams are up to a 70 overall. Who else has been up? Blacknall's up to 69, so maybe he'll have some trade value now. Anyone else go up kind of a lot? Armstrong, I think, went up to a 68 from like a 55. But nothing really that crazy. Just there was too much competition at positions, and I need just like the best player to start no matter what. So Khalil Mack is the guy. And then I guess the other outside linebacker is going to move over. Stacy has the good development. I can't really remember all that well. But the team looks pretty good. 75 overall now. Just got to get a little bit better. And a lot of that is going to come with development. So this is not going to be the year. But I think next year, I think we're going to be fairly competitive. We're going 16-0 at some point. I need to get more picks to get better players and go all out in free agency. Myles Gaskin in a third gets me Brandon Scherf. That's a pretty big trade for us. We improve our offensive line a lot. Now, he could start and Jason Jackson could get traded, or I could move Jason Jackson to left guard. But I think what I'd rather do is trade him to someone for a better offensive lineman to play. Any here? Nope. Ali Marpet is going to be the one. Yeah, I think so. Any way I can get him, though? I want to be cheesy, of course, but I'm not sure it's possible. John Ross is in free agency. I was looking for better receivers. John Ross is going to be really good because he's really young still, only 25. A lot of speed. Hopefully he's good. I'm also going to sign Philip Dorsett. So now we have a good group of 4. We just need our quarterback to progress really quickly. I think that's going to make things a lot easier. I'm also going to sign Rasul Douglas. Better cornerback group probably wouldn't hurt all that much. I could also use some of these guys as trade pieces down the line. Now, how far down the line? Probably just before the trade deadline. I don't think I'm going to be able to trade them right away. I don't even know who my tight end is, but we're going to sign Jared Cook because why not? We have all the money in the world, and these are just one-year deals, so they don't really matter for a whole lot, if anything. All right, I've signed a lot of guys. This is the upgraded team. We are a 79 overall, a bunch of really solid options throughout. Hopefully this team comes to play. We're not going to be 16-0 this year. I think that's fairly obvious, but I do have some really, really good players. And if some other guys can just follow up and come along, I think we're going to be in an awesome position. I just noticed that like stud cornerback we drafted is not starting, and that needs to happen. All right, we're 2-4 at week 7, so not all that bad. Morale is not great, so our team overall is going down a little bit, but that's fine. We're going to use some of our players that we don't want to trade for other players, because now we can. Trading Marquez Warner, a 2022 4 and a 2023 2 for the number 6 overall projected pick from the Vikings. It's all about getting picks and then using those valuable picks to trade for better players, and it's a lot tougher than I want it to be. All right, Alex Collins and Rasul Douglas, as well as a 4th-round pick for Ali Marpet. That makes our offensive line a little bit better. Now it frees me up to be able to trade. What's his name? Jason Jackson. Also, I'm going to upgrade the team because maybe we have a few skill points lying around. Make this team a bit better. Let's see. Do we? Ah, we do. Excellent. I don't know why Stephon Tuitt's doing blue steel from Zoolander in his picture. I don't think it's ideal. All right, Devito, that quarterback we drafted, Michael Dieter, and a 3rd for a 1st from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Philip Dorsett, BJ Goodson, and a 1st that we just got from the Vikings, I believe, for Kenny Clark. Really good defensive tackle being added to the team. One of the most underrated players in football. And he's a nose tackle. That's where he plays. And he generates pressure. It's unheard of. He's very, very good. All right, Marvell Tell, Roy Robertson Harrison, a 6th-round pick for David Andrews, starting center now. Oh, boom. Okay, TJ Yeldon, a 5th, and John Ross gets us Grady Jarrett. And I'm probably going to leave Grady Jarrett at defensive tackle, and I'm going to slide Kenny Clark over to right end. I think it's going to be a much better move for us, and as you guys can see, this team is actually coming together really, really well. Scherf is a natural right guard. Marpet's left, right? Yeah, why are they stacked? It'll probably change when we generate the best lineup. All right, we really could use another middle linebacker or safety. Miles having Superstar X Factor's pretty big, because that means he should become very, very good very quickly. Just could use his safety. I think that's it. Well, that's obviously not it, but the team is really coming together. And Pendleton looks terrible, but he's a 79 overall, and he's a rookie. We need receivers as well. Very, very badly. But I don't really have a whole lot of trade pieces at this point. Like, I could sign Wayne Gallman. I could sign Terrell Basham. DeAndre Walker is in free agency. Why? He was a big steal in the draft, in my opinion, out of Georgia. The Titans took him in the 5th round. I'm like, how is he still around? Trayvon Mullins here? The Raiders took him in the 2nd. Why would he be here? Ugo Amadi as well. Is the entire draft class of last year just in free agency now, randomly? They couldn't make the team. Jamel Dean, another one. The Bucks took him. I guess we'll sign him. Might try to get Ricardo Allen. He's on the trade block, so I feel like that means he'd be a lot easier to acquire than just any other random guy, but I guess not. I might be able to do it straight up for Terrell Basham, actually. What else did I add in here? I mean, we've been holding him for a while. He's kind of dead weight. We'll add Jason Jackson. Just get this thing done. So boom, Ricardo Allen now on the team. And I don't know why he was so unwanted. CGJ in here as well seems somewhat odd. I think it's going to be the move to trade Ricardo Allen and some of the other free agents we signed. And that's really the trick to this, I'm finding out, is you got to utilize free agency because the CPU will have interest in whoever you have. I'm really lacking in mid-round picks, and those are usually pretty impactful in some trades, so we need to get some of those back. Backup defensive tackle Davis and a 5th for a 3rd this year. The 5th is next year. 3rd round pick is going to be big because that means now that maybe I can go over to the Chargers and make a big trade for Michael. Why would I say Michael Thomas? What the hell? For Mike Williams. I needed 2. I needed 2 to get it done. And Mike Williams is a player I definitely want. So what can I trade to get a 2nd round pick? It's going to need to be a lot. I got to take on Nick Easton's awful contract to get it done. But the name of the game is sign running backs and then trade them. Because they have value. Everyone's going to be yellow value for you. We get a 2nd round pick by trading Jared Cook. Now, we're out of a tight end now, which I'm totally fine with. Because it's going to let us get Mike Williams, which is going to make the team so much better, especially considering our receiver situation right now. And if a 2nd round pick doesn't go through on this, I'm going to be upset. I got to back out so it registers. I just realized that Wayne Gallman was part of that trade. So I'm just going to sign other backup running backs and trade them. I told you guys I was going to cheese the system. Has to happen. If you're going to go from 0-16 to 16-0, drastic measures need to be taken. All right, boom. A 2nd round pick, Ricardo Allen and Corey Clement for Mike Williams. Now our receiving core is very much improved. I would love a tight end. My goodness, we can get O.J. Howard, and it looks like really easily. I didn't think I would be able to trade for him, and now I'm thinking there's no way we're not going to be able to trade for him because I'll just drop that 3rd round pick and it'll go through. I'm not going to spend too much time doing it. We're just going to drop Travarius Ward and a 3rd round pick for O.J. Howard, and we've got one of the best young tight ends in the NFL. The offense is great. The defense is great. Just need guys to develop, come along. We're going to be in a fantastic spot. But I am ready to re-sign guys like Saquon Barkley, because we do have some impending free agents, and our cap is going down very, very quickly. But I wouldn't really worry about it because a lot of these free agent deals are going to go away. And we'll just cut Jared Jones-Smith. All right, a couple big names to re-sign. I'm also going to bring back Preston Williams as well. But J.J. Watt has not even regressed. He's going to start regressing. But he's up to a 97 overall. Saquon's at a 97. We got to bring these guys back. We're paying J.J. Watt so much. It's like 18.5 per year, which, I mean, is more realistic, but it is what it is. Saquon, please return. Yes, welcome back. He looks disgusting in the Dolphins uniform, man. As a Giants fan, I hate to see that. Jason Sanders should also be brought back. And Preston Williams said no, by the way, which is kind of whatever. He's asking for like $2 million a year, and I'm like, no? All right, so we did not make the playoffs. We went 7-9, but that's, you know, just fine. I wanted to check the schedule, not the standings. That's just fine because why? Because our team wasn't even really all that good until about the trade deadline, about the bye week. And after the bye week, we kind of alternated wins and losses. But, you know, we're still developing, still doing all right. Didn't make the playoffs, but that's all good because we should have a lot of money in free agency still. Like, I'm guessing 58+ mil to spend on some guys. We could bring back guys like DeAndre Walker as the Cowboys beat the Jets in the Super Bowl. I'm not going to probably opt to do that because he's going to be asking for like 3 to 5 a year, 2.97. There's still like decent trade people. Maybe I'll bring back DeAndre Walker because he's not asking for quite as much as I thought. And I do that on like a 5-year deal. It's like 2 flat and then trade him. So DeAndre Walker's back, and I can bring back Trayvon Mullen as well. 74+, I'm interested because I can just max out the deal, which means it's less long-term money, and we're going to be all good from that. And maybe Ugo Amadi as well, and that's it. Oh, he's asking for nothing. All right, we only have 17.7 mil. I guess guys like J.J. Watt got really expensive. So Leighton Vander Esch would be a big addition for us. I don't really know if I can swing that. He's so good that I'm going to have to try, though. So ideally, Leighton Vander Esch would play middle linebacker if he signed with us, which he does. That's huge because now our defense becomes even better. I need our offense to catch up. The offensive line is in a great spot. The rest, not so much, as it's finally revealed that Dale O'Neal has Superstar X Factor. What are his abilities, just out of curiosity? What does he have? He has High-Low Deadeye. I feel like that's a really weak one, opposed to some of the ridiculously overpowered ones that other guys have, but it's simulation, so it doesn't really matter all that much. Who did I sign? Leighton Vander Esch? All right. He is going to play middle linebacker because we have Stacy. So now our linebacking core is really, really good. All Superstar X Factor, except for one player who has Superstar, which is quite good. LVE slides over. And now we have just probably the best linebacking core in the NFL. We're an 88 overall as a team. Safeties still kind of suck. JJ Watt's regressing very slightly. Nothing that crazy. Cornerbacks overall are pretty good. We're just looking at a safety upgrade maybe, and then receiver as well. And I think what I'm going to do is try to get some first-round picks and trade for some beasts. We have 5 mil, but I don't really think anyone's going to be available that's worth having and starting. If we sign Richard Sherman to a 2-year deal, we could actually afford it. Now, that's 41 total points, because we're in a bad spot for cap right now because we paid a lot of people a lot of money. But that's cool. This is going to be the year. Richard Sherman's not going to accept, obviously. We still might have a decent pick. I'm not sure what we have at all. Number 2 overall, that's pretty good. Giants at number 1 overall take Lincoln Maxwell, a 77 overall defensive tackle out of Clemson. I guess to pair with their other Clemson defensive tackle in Dexter Lawrence. Yo, Dante Hughes looks pretty good. I almost want to take him because I'd be trading for a receiver. I'm going to do it. Montel Watt looks really solid as well, but Dante Hughes looks like a different type of beast. Yeah, it's going to be the move. Dante Hughes, welcome to the Miami Dolphins. LSU, wide receiver U, adds another one. 77 overall, ranked number 2 in the class. He's got star development. Not bad. Not a great route runner, but does he need to be? I guess we have another Mike Williams type. Stephon Diggs is our route runner. We're fine. And our next pick is actually in the 7th round. Great. No one in this class is green at all. It's just all undrafted or worse. It's the 7th round. I don't really know what I would be expecting. So we're going to simulate to the end. I don't even care to take it. So we had tied for the number 1 overall player in the class. Javonte Hopkins, DeAndre Schofield, 2 cornerbacks as well. Really looks decent. Doesn't really matter. So the team, again, does look really solid. I just opted to go with a wide receiver over a free safety, and I think we made the right decision. We took one of the best players in the entire draft, tied for the highest overall. Now, how am I going to get a better free safety? What type of money am I actually going to have? That remains to be seen. I don't think it's going to be all that good. We're seemingly in a pretty bad spot for cap. We're going to find out our cap room here in just a moment. And it is, I don't know. It doesn't show me in this screen. Rodney McLeod's here. We're going to find out in just a second. I'm not going to sign Troy Apke. But we've got just over 6 mil in cap. Is anyone worth having in here? Not really, although I'm going to sign TJ Yeldon. And I'm going to sign maybe Jerick McKinnon. I'm going to try to trade these guys as well as a first-round pick. Maybe Rasul Douglas as well. We'll bring him back. And I'm going to try to get a really good free safety. Am I going to be able to? Unlikely. Joejuan Williams is 77 overall at 24 years old. I mean, okay. Might as well bring him in. Why not? Joejuan Williams, a 6 and a future 4, gets us a first-round pick from the Texans. I tried to go after Justin Reed. It just was not happening. DeAndre Walker, a first this year and a second next year for Keanu Neal. Now, we can slide over our drafted safety over to free safety, or we can move Keanu Neal over to free safety. Doesn't really matter all that much to me. Just, you know, they got to perform well in simulation. That's what it comes down to. I guess Merriweather can move over to free safety. He's a zone style anyway, so that's going to make a lot more sense. Maybe his overall even goes up, although I have to say I doubt it. Overall stays the same. That's fine. The defense is really, really good. It's as good as it's going to get. Pretty much besides the other guys developing. The offensive line's good. We just need O'Neal to come along. Our receiving core looks like it has a ton of potential. I'd love to go 16-0 this year, but I mean, with Madden Sim, we might not even make the playoffs with an 89 overall. So you never know. At the midseason mark, we are 6-1, so not quite to our 16-0 goal, although that is pretty encouraging. as I said, I think we just need O'Neal to come along. Now, cap is going to be an issue going into this next season. I really don't know where we're going to be. It looks like we don't really have all those huge players that I thought we might to re-sign. It's just guys like Grady Jarrett, a couple of offensive linemen. So hopefully they just sign short deals. Grady Jarrett wants more money. Scherf and Andrews hopefully should be very easy. His eyes look so dead. Oh my god. He also wants more money. He's frightening to look at. He looks like a doll. I don't like it. David Andrews, I don't really want to give him all that much money though. And they all want more money. They all want more money. Alright, so we did make the playoffs. Going 14-2. Of course, per usual, I'll show you guys the schedule to show you guys, of course, I didn't force wins. Just not about it. But only one is home is the bye week. And then the rest, we did really, really well. Lost the Jets by 3. And lost to the Bills by 3. Dude, we had on our losses a combined 6 points from our goal of 16-0. Although we did really, really well. Of course, first round bye at 14-2. Dale is getting a lot better. Dante Hughes, who, what did we say? He was star development, I think. But Dale O'Neal is going to go up a lot. I guess they won awards. Let's go ahead and check out the stats. Dale O'Neal led the league in passing touchdowns, although it was a far cry from yards, and that's because Saquon Barkley took them all. 1851 with 9 touchdowns, averaged 5.7 on the ground. O.J. Howard led our team in catches and yards, although almost touchdowns with Stephon Diggs had 10. We just had a bunch of different contributors. That is really encouraging to see. Our offense was a well-oiled machine. Our offensive line was not letting up many sacks. Leighton Vander Esch was all over the field getting tackles for loss. 3 double-digit guys, and Kenny Clark had 9, and then we're getting pressure on the quarterback a little bit. Khalil Mack had 12.5 sacks. Interceptions for Leighton Vander Esch, he had 5, which led the team. So we did really, really well. Any defensive touchdowns? Nah, but why bother? So, second offense in the NFL, and we had the third defense. We're close, man. Next year is going to have to be the year, though. And Dale O'Neal was number 5 in the MVP. Saquon was number 7. AFC Offensive Player of the Year was Mariota. Saquon was 2. O'Neal was 3. Good old Dale. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Miles Jack. LVE at 3. No Dolphins. Rookie of the Year goes to Dustin McLean. Dante Hughes was at 3. I'm just going to simulate week by week. It doesn't really matter at this point. And the goal isn't really to do well in the playoffs, as we didn't. We got destroyed by the Browns, 42-24. Okay. Now, we do have some guys to re-sign. We're a 91 overall, as the team's been upgraded. The Chiefs, I believe, beat the Saints in the Super Bowl. I only glanced at it. Doesn't really matter. David Andrews should be re-signed. Who else was it? I think it was I think it was Brandon Scherf. And then Grady Jarrett on defense. What's he up to? An 87? J.J. Watt is regressing. Khalil Mack is regressing. We got to do it now. Now, I could gamble on these guys either being acquirable in free agency or there being better guys. David Andrews is regressing. Brandon Scherf is going to be also regressing. Just what it comes down to is, can we get better players in free agency? I think it's going to be unlikely, and it's a gamble. I'm going to sign the offensive line because it's important. I might let Grady Jarrett walk. Scherf resigns. That's huge. David Andrews isn't the best, but I don't really see better options. Worst case scenario, I guess I trade him at the start of next year. He doesn't want to sign. What's the center franchise tag? 11 mil? That would crush us. I just can't do it. Can't do it. Grady Jarrett wants almost 10 a year as well to regress. So I'm going to gamble and hope there are better options in free agency and go all in. Scherf was only the big one I needed to re-sign. Saints beat the Chiefs 34-31. All right, DeAndre Hopkins is here. Oh, that's interesting. Grady Jarrett is a top defensive tackle. Ryan Kelly's a top center. And a lot more people want him than David Andrews. But I could bring David Andrews back, I think. It just would kill us for cap. And then Grady Jarrett. We might just gamble on DeAndre Hopkins. It's so much to get him. It really is. But also, I could just trade a different defensive tackle, or actually a different receiver, to either get a defensive tackle or a center. And we do have first-round picks, too. I might even just give him like a huge deal over a long time to be able to make this work. No one wants Byron Jones? I want Byron Jones. 2-year deal. How much is this? 54. I gotta rework my DeAndre Hopkins offer, I think. Jarrett rejected. That's cool. I offered him nothing. We didn't get Nuke. I had to withdraw the offer. I thought Byron Jones was a lot more important. Now, I know my defense is already really, really good, but the offense is also really, really good. We don't have a center. We're not great at right tackle. I could use a backup tight end, but the offense overall is fantastic. Just, it was more important to me to bring in a better corner than a better wide receiver, because, again, our receiving core is quite good, and Byron Jones is a beast. Need a D-tackle, need a center. Gonna have to make some moves in the draft. So we pick number 5 in the draft. I guess if there's a sick defensive tackle, it might be worth it to take them. I guess we'll see. There goes a 78 overall cornerback out of LSU to the Panthers. Pair him up with Dante Jackson. Devon Watson looks very, very good at defensive tackle. And he is way down there. Now, I could trade down later in the first. I mean, let's just see what's out there, I guess. I'm looking for what? 2020. We'll find out in a second. 2023? Yeah. 2023 first round pick, but just a little bit later. And I can always make a move for one. Atlanta's too late. Cleveland's too late. All right, the trade we're making is a big one. Number 5 overall, a 3rd next year, a 1st next year for Travis Frederick, and a 1st this year from the Cowboys. Now, I'm not confident that that defensive tackle is going to be available. I really am not. That was a huge acquisition at center, but it is center. We need a good defensive tackle. I think that defensive tackle is going to be sick. Just, I feel like we need to move up from 24 just a little bit. Maybe, I don't know. No one's going to want to for just a 5th. All right, so Trayvon Mullen and Stoutmeyer, as well as a 5th round pick next year for a 2 from the Eagles. And that trade is going to... What am I going to... I don't know. I'm going to do something? Move up? Yeah, I'm going to move up. All right, it's going to be a 1 and a 2. It's glitched out so you can't see it, but I've moved up from 24 to 10, and I'm going to take that defensive tackle if he's still on the board. I think that he should be. It's at the end of the first round. If he would have gone there, I would have been very, very upset. But the game just seems to know who I want, and they take him, and it kills me. But let's go ahead, and I'm going not through the right thing. This is a disaster. Available, what was his name? Devon Watson. I think he's going to be a beast. Welcome to the team, Devon Watson. Yes! Ranked number 0. He's so good. That's how good of a player he is. He's not even number 1 in the class. He's number 0. And he's got star development, 79 overall. That's so good. He might even pass where Grady Jarrett would have been. Grady Jarrett would have been at an 86, maybe down to an 84 overall, because it's an 86. That's such a great pick. That's the clutchest pick of the entire rebuild, entirety of Madden 20 for me, which I know it's early, but this is my 2nd rebuild. All right, Devon Watson. I mean, obviously he was the number 1 player in the draft. 79 run stopper. What are his rates? He's wearing number 69. Nice. 96 strength, 80 block shed, 77 power move. What do you have? Good pursuit too, 82. What a beast. Let's see where they rank in the rest of the draft. Was he number 1 by a lot? No, he definitely wasn't, because I see 78. But he was the number 1 player in the draft. That's very lucky for me. You imagine if I lost him, I would have freaked. We're 95 overall, 99 offense, 99 defense. The only thing that's stopping us from being, I guess, a 99 overall is, I guess, well, fullback, maybe. But it's kicker and it's punter. Locke Edwards and Jason Sanders not getting it done. If I could acquire Justin Tucker via trade, I might be so inclined to do so. And I would trade whatever at this point. This is make or break. This is not supposed to be realistic. We have negative cap room. It's not supposed to be anything. I've just gone through and I've created a lot of cap room by cutting a lot of guys. And I'm going to do that in order to sign some big guys like Rasul Douglas, because we need a good 4th cornerback, or maybe Gary Jennings Jr., because we need a solid backup receiver. Although, like, let's get someone cheaper. Need a good backup tight end, too. They don't need to be that good. Kyle Rudolph could be good. Let's go Dawson Knox. Let's have someone that's going to develop at least a little bit. Deontay Johnson could be a good backup receiver. We'll sign him. And then Fabian Moreau could be a good CB4 as well. So we just need to just get a little bit of depth. Now, I do want to trade for a better kicker, at least. Or a better punter. I'm going to have to trade Deontay Johnson just because we just can't afford him if I want Justin Tucker. And I want the best kicker in the NFL, Hook 'em Horns, 88 overall. Now, his cap hit was high, but we're fine there. We really are. Just, we have good wide receivers anyway, and now we've just acquired the best kicker in the NFL and the best kicker in Madden 20. We are a 95 overall, 99 offense, 99 defense. This has to be the year for 16-0. If it's not, it's never going to happen. So, let's get after it. This is pretty much the moment of truth, man. I think this team is what it takes to go 16-0. We're not even going to bother simulating to the midseason mark. Hopefully this team has it. All right, the moment of truth. Don't show me an L in the top left. It showed me an L. If that's our one loss, I'm going to be furious. We went 11-5. Who's beating us? I just don't even... I don't get that, you know? I don't know who's really beating this team. So, that's not what I want. What is happening? Hold on. Oh, this playoff schedule. My bad. Team schedule. Who beat us? We lost to the Redskins week 2. Can I see their overall? There's no way it's anywhere in the same ballpark. Oh, that's frustrating. So this is our team. I mean, we've got some solid options. Let's go ahead and see the Redskins. I haven't seen them yet. Maybe they're sick, and I'm wrong, but they're not. Maybe it just needed more depth this time. It's just, still went 11-5. Maybe, I mean, just, there's probably a correct way to do this where you have more players and maybe that affects simulation in some way. Building the God Squad and not having enough players, which ended up, I guess, being our downfall maybe, was not the way. But we tried to get, you know, so many stars. And, I mean, the team's really good. Just, unfortunately, not quite good enough. But that's going to do it for me, guys. If you guys can end up going 16-0 from 0-16, the 0-16 part's tough because you got to be bad enough to build all the way up. But that's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Take it easy.